Hi everyone, today we talk about Warren Buffett, and I said in my last video that it'd be great to talk about Warren Buffett's portfolio, talk about his 10 positions and what I think of his top 10 positions. Also going to look into some of the stocks that he's added recently into his portfolio and talk about them. Also, obviously there's some big news that came out from Warren Buffett or Berkshire Hathaway, which was they nearly made a big acquisition in the last quarter, but that didn't happen. Would have been nice to know who that would have been, but we probably will never find out who it was. Also as well is that we're not going to buy any more into Apple because Apple is apparently overvalued, which is bonkers because right now I actually think Apple is quite discounted. I think it's actually a little bit of value. And also Charlie Munger said about, I think it was last year about this time, said that they should have bought more Apple shares, and that was when the stock was up at 220. So now it's come down. Now they're saying that it's still too expensive. I think there's Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett having a little bit of a debate there about who thinks is right about when they should invest in Apple. Personally, I think it's a good price right now, but that's just my opinion, guys. I'm not Warren Buffett. So let's get stuck into this. So the positions that have been added into Warren Buffett's portfolio, or Berkshire Hathaway, is Oracle has been totally sold out. JP Morgan has been added. That was the biggest position added in over the last quarter. Red Hat, that was a new buy at 0.4%. I'll have to have a bigger look into Red Hat actually. General Motors was added in. I should say the position was added or extended into General Motors. Apple was reduced slightly. Bank of America was added. Philips was reduced. The Travelers Company Inc. was added 0.16%. United Continental Holdings was reduced. Suncor Energy, new buy. Stoneco Limited, that was a new buy. We had Financial Services Group added, that was a US Bank Corp that was added, and Bank of New York that was added. Charter Communications that was reduced. Southwest Airlines that was reduced, and that was all the ones that was from that last earnings report. Those were the position changes in Warren Buffett's portfolio. So what we're going to do now, guys, is I'm going to go through the top 10 of Warren Buffett's portfolio. I'm just going to give my opinion on it, if I would buy and sell that stock or that share. So number one, we've got Apple. Apple is worth 43 billion. That is absolutely crazy. 43 billion in Warren Buffett's portfolio, meaning that's 249,000 shares. That's a lot. So that is Warren Buffett's biggest position. Great company. I think it's massively discounted. If I were Warren Buffett, I'd probably add into that as well, in my opinion. Number two is Bank of America. Probably one of my favourite banks. I don't tend to touch banks just because they don't give a good return compared to other stocks. Like the EPS and revenue side of it just doesn't grow that much. It's a good dividend play, and don't get me wrong, it will go up a little bit because it's a decent bank and overall but I just think there's game-changing stocks out there. Facebook is going to beat Bank of America probably most years. You got Nvidia will probably beat him most years. But in no terms is it bad stock. It's just financial stocks just don't really interest me that much, and generally the returns aren't amazing on them. But Bank of America is probably one of my favourite bank stocks. Wells Fargo, 21 billion. That's another bank stock that we've got there. My opinion, not as good as Bank of America, but whatever. Coca-Cola next. Coca-Cola. It's not a company I like. I think the dividend will get cut from it, and I think the value of it will keep going down a little bit more. But that's number 4 position. That's worth 17 billion. American Express is a company I like. I'd rather own Visa, or I'd probably rather own MasterCard, but I'd own it either way. That's a pretty decent position. Kraft Heinz, I talked about this on the channel the other day. I actually didn't realise how bad this stock actually was until I recorded the video. Oh my god, that company is terrible. I thought, is it worth buying on this discount? And then I looked into it and I was like, crap, I'm not buying that. That's terrible. But that's worth 10 billion. US Bank Corp, another bank stock. Probably not one of my favourites, but not too bad. JP Morgan, I like JP Morgan actually in terms of a bank stock, and that's worth 5 billion. And then we've got Bank of New York, another bank stock that's worth 4 billion, and then we've got Moody's Corporation. So then we've got another financial stock right there, and then ironically, number 11 is Goldman Sachs, so we've got another financial stock after that one. So you can see the 10 biggest positions in Warren Buffett's portfolio is, bank stocks, which are pretty safe stocks overall, really. Overall, the dividend normally goes up quite a bit with them, and the share price steadily goes up overall. And that's how Warren Buffett's pretty much had such a good gain, having some of these stocks like this that, are very safe stocks overall. Share prices are very stable, the dividend goes up, and that's how Warren Buffett's potentially, built a lot of his portfolio right there. Personally, out of the stocks, I like probably, I like a lot of them. I'll probably like 8 out of 10, because out of them all, it's probably like Coca-Cola and Kraft that I don't like on that list. But overall, I do think there's stocks that you could get better returns from. But like I say, we can see that Warren Buffett does like his bank stocks, and that's not a bad thing when you look at like how stable they are and dividend growth on it. Like very consistent stocks overall. So yeah. Very interesting, looking at that. Maybe it's made me think, do I look at getting into a bank stock? And I have considered it before, to be fair. I just feel like there's just better stocks out there all the time. Like when I've got the choice between Apple or Goldman Sachs, I've always gone with Apple. Or if it's like Microsoft, or adding more positions into Microsoft, or JP Morgan, I've always gone with Microsoft. So yeah, I've never really got into a bank stock, and I've always thought about maybe diversing it and putting at least one bank stock in there, and just looking at that makes me think of it again. But we'll see. But it's very clear that Warren Buffett likes bank stocks, and looking at this on this list, if I was to invest in any of these companies that I'm not currently invested in, more than likely I'd probably be looking at JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs. Those are probably my two favourite financial stocks on that list that I just said that I'd be consider buying. Probably Goldman Sachs, because if it's still at the price that I remember it being at, it's at quite a discount right now. But yeah, that's me looking at Warren Buffett's top 10 positions today, guys, and rating his portfolio a little bit. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do like it, if you enjoy it, I might make a few more videos on Warren Buffett and talk about his portfolio. So we'll see what the feedback's like, guys. But thanks for watching. Give it a like. Thanks for all the support recently. Subscribers just gone crazy, so thanks for that, and I'll see you on the next video.